Air Force has said that it is ready to evacuate Indian nationals stuck in Iraq if tasked to do so. The Air Force has told headlines today. In fact, Shiv's just got a message from them saying that commitments will be undertaken and as and when asked to do so. Shiv, at this point in time, the Indian Air Force on standby. That's really a huge development in the story, also pointing out to the fact that this is a very serious and grave situation.
Absolutely. You've got a senior BJP leader, Subramaian Swamy, Rishika, who's just tweeted a short while ago saying that there should be a military evacuation of Indian citizens in Iraq. Now, not going into the merits of whether that's even possible, the breaking news that we're getting here is I've just gotten a message from the Indian Air Force that no official word yet. They have not been officially tasked to be on standby just yet, but this is a military, Rishika, and therefore the Indian Air Force has said it is fully ready to participate in every way that it is mandated to evacuate Indians in Iraq if it is tasked to do so. The Air Force has told us that commitments will be undertaken as and when asked to do so. Let's just also tell our viewers, as a matter of information, that the Indian Air Force is fully technically prepared and armed for such a role at this time. The Indian Air Force has C-130 Super Hercules aircraft, C-17 Globemaster and IL-76 heavy lift transport aircraft, which are all based at bases not very far from Delhi, which can be sent to Iraq to bring back Indians. But the logistics, the permissions, the authorizations for such an operation are still ambiguous at this time. And let's just clarify for our viewers, Rishika, that the Indian Air Force has said it has not officially been asked to be on standby, but since it's a military force, it is ready to respond if it is asked to do so.
Also, Shiv, at this point in time, it's very important to note that Indians, in fact, are not the target in Iraq, but are, in fact, collateral damage, caught in the crossfire. So that's also going to be, something that has to be taken into cognizance when action is, in fact, initiated, if at all, at this point in time.
Absolutely. Indians are caught in the crossfire, which is what the Foreign Office is also saying at this point of time. But no chances can be taken, Rishika, because with at least 200 Indians in just, 3 of those main cities which are under attack at this time, this is an international situation that India simply cannot ignore, because it can go any which way right now. Collateral damage means that all of these Indians are under direct threat right now.
Right.
All options will be available on the table for the Indian government at this point of time. Well, in fact, the BJP's Subramaian Swamy, who usually tweets quite extravagantly about his views, has said something very specific in a tweet this morning. He said the government must send a transport aircraft to Baghdad accompanied by a squadron of Indian Air Force jet fighters to rescue the Indians there. Now, whether this is even possible at this time, is not clear. Is it simply possible for an Indian Air Force aircraft to simply jet set into Iraq and bring back Indians is not clear. Because remember, all Indians are not concentrated in one place in Iraq. Iraq is a country that is at war right now. Can India even send an aircraft there to evacuate people, or will the Indians there simply have to make a choice and use commercially available aircraft to make their return back to India, even if they're actually willing to? This is a crisis for India. It's an international emergency for the Modi government, and it will have to move fast to decide which way things are. Right now, the top priority, Rishika, the top concern is the well-being of those 40 Indians, because the Indian government does not know where
and this story is really alarming, because previously we've been tracking the story of those 40 nurses who are stranded there. But as we've been bringing to our viewers, those nurses are in fact in contact with the Ministry of External Affairs. We do know about their whereabouts. It's different that they're stranded in a war-torn nation, but their whereabouts, in fact, at this point in time are known. But as opposed to that, these 40 people who were reporting to you are in fact missing, are completely uncontactable, untraceable by the Ministry of External Affairs, and they're really treading with caution, because they're not yet confirming that it is a case of kidnapping, but at the same time, Shiv, it is a very alarming
There's a 24-hour control room which the Foreign Office has put out. We're going to be flashing those numbers for you on your screen in just a moment, and we'll return to this story as soon as we have an update.